Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Student podcast. Namhlanje siphethe use ROMEO. How are you, sir?
Dago.
Hey, uphethe.
Uphethe batala.
Mtokhulu uphethe. Leadership. How are you, sir?
Oh man, I'm blessed.
Yeah, nah.
Highly favored.
No, man, siyabongela. Yeah.
Anointed. The time is now.
Bro,
And
say that again.
I'm in the present moment, yabulela.
Mfethu siyabonga. Yo, already siyayidedela lena. You are in the present moment, bro. Like we often miss the present moment because we are occupied by our dreams and our past. Then we miss this very short and most significant part. I'm just grateful that you said we are in the present. Mfethu siyabonga. This is a simple platform. It is an educational platform. It's the boring stuff, basically. That's what we call it, like. But the aim is to educate the past, even the future. You, by me saying the past, you are reflecting to what you've done before, and the future are the people that are yet or trying to step into what you've already done. It's like a blueprint that we didn't have, basically. So, we kindly welcome you. I just hope you'll bring in your A game.
Yeah.
And share. Share. Do you feel at home here, Bob?
Definitely, man. When I came in, I knew by Nonsekai.
Yeah. No, siyabonga, but just a simple intro. Who is ROMEO? And usugapi?
Yeah. Son of the Most High. Of the royal priesthood.
Hey.
Born, bred, buttered, Upper Eastern Cape. Abazali bami actually from Echini, which is known as Grahamstown.
Yeah.
Yes. Grahamstown, but I grew up this side.
Eqabeja.
Guys. Also known as the friendly city, the windy city.
The windy city.
It's the city that you make it to be.
Bro. And it's so stubborn.
Yo.
Yeah.
True. And ROMEO is constantly finding himself, but the more he connects with his higher source, the more in tune he is with himself, realizing that the past has shaped him for what is to come. But in order for what is to come to manifest or to come into existence, it's dependent on the action that's in the present.
Bro.
And so with that realization, I've realized that I am becoming. I never finish every time. That's the thing, Star. I never finish. I never reach the destination. I always thought it was the destination that matters, but it's the journey, it's the process. And so continuously learning about myself and continuously growing.
Yeah.
But above all, I'm blessed to have that opportunity and blessed to learn more about myself. The more I know more about myself.
Yeah, bro, it's long. It's philosophical. Yeah. That's you giving me your bio, what makes you even here. You understand? Like, I target people who are practical, man. Like, people who do. Everyone has ideas.
Yes.
I won't lie. But when it comes to the doing, it's always the minimal that show up. And even in the show up, we don't really pull the A game. It's like we doubt what we have. And that's what I've seen from you. Which, okay, this guy has an idea of what he is, but now it's the realization that he's undergoing. And that's what other people need to experience. That's why I have you here. And I'm grateful for the intro. I'm grateful for their upbringing, basically. Because he's in the growing up, what signs were visible today is going to happen?
Yeah. What signs were visible? Yes, my mom always tells me this, that since I'm I would always love public speaking. And it was visible in not primary school, where I would interpret English.
Yeah.
I would understand English and interpret that English into his course. for my younger peers who did not understand at the time.
Because
So I took up, I don't know what possessed me, but I took up that leadership role to translate. And I soon became a favorite because of the teachers, because I was able to close that medium where they could not. And my mom always mentions this because during a prize giving there at Crash, when we were about to leave and exit into primary, you know, she mentions that her surname was called, and they said, congratulations, Mtanako was able to translate.
Bro.
And I was like, wow. You know, so it was those early stages. And then also in primary school, where I remember this very vividly. Our teacher gave us a passage to read, and we all had to read. But something in me said, add more. Add
To
more
this.
to this passage. Like, give flavor, be powerful, man. Don't read the same way. Oh, everyone else was reading the same.
Because already this is the standard.
Yeah, it's a standard. But something, I don't know what it is, said to me, ROMEO. And that's what I did. And the teacher said something to me that I never forgot. It almost shaped me in terms of how I act. And they were like, wow, you did so well. Do it again. Again, am I in trouble? No, you did it well. Do it again. I want you to show the others how it's done. I did it again and I got full marks. And I realized just by me adding more, I was celebrated in that moment. And that's when I started to realize my leadership or my skills or my public speaking in this aspect. And that kind of set or triggered what would come. So it was that where I realized, no man, I'm good in public speaking. Fast forward, all of a sudden now I'm doing.
You are doing it.
I'm doing it.
Because you were doing it. It's the theoretical side that wasn't there.
Yes.
Which they are public speakers, Romeo. That wasn't there. Kuwe, you were just acting on the moment. You were acting on the on what you had ngaleso sikhathi. And the fact to your story ngesiZulu sithi sinika inselelo. Ukunika inselelo, it brings responsibility, or it's someone's responsibility to our guardians, our teachers, our parents. You've seen the authentic Romeo. Therefore, do as Umaga Romeo did. Stimulate that, because there's nothing more to it. This is the most authentic. Utisha wako, the very same shit. And bro, like, people undermine zonke lezi zinto. Ingakho ngithi this platform is for that. Let's try and get to the boring stuff or the things that people overlook when they're trying to find their purpose. And I'm grateful for this story. Yeah, I'm fit. So you growing up, being born in
Born up at Gqeberha.
Oh, uzalelwe
Abazali,
eGqeberha.
abazali.
Oh, abazali baseGqeberha.
Yes.
Okay, so they both moved to PE.
PE.
Oh, okay. Manje, why didn't you leave after high school and explore the greater part of South Africa?
South Africa, that's true. It's a good question. I think why I didn't leave, for me, you know, they always say you dream according to your budget. Have you heard that one?
Yeah. Ngiyayibona practically yenzeka.
So it was that thing of me where I didn't look outside.
Yeah.
For me, it was like I was just about to finish a high school. Where is the closest varsity? It was at NMU.
Efficiency.
Which was efficiency.
Yeah.
So I was trying to use the resources I had and maximize those resources at the time, and not cause unnecessary stress or burden to mama, be thinking, hey, they're gonna have to worry about X, Y, and Z for me, etc., etc. So for me, I was very practical in that manner.
Yeah.
And I had managed to receive a bursary at the institution. So I was like, instead of me going outside, let me finish this degree and do it this side, which was easier. So it was a very practical decision. I didn't even flirt with the other options. I just looked at what was at his street.
Yo.
So that's why.
Fethu, enye into, it's like we are called to be at certain places. There are people that might think, but you come from KZN, nah. I might have not been this person had I been there. But I'm grateful for you being at your home comfort zone and still seek more and strive for more. You don't get that, Romeo. You understand that you don't get that.
Yeah.
abantu mabe esendaweni yakubo they relax yabo. I don't know, angiyazi qhamuka ngapha kuthiwa even umfundisi akakwazi ukuba umfundisi elalini yakhe. People undermine him because they know him at his rawest point. So kudos for you being at your hometown and still strive. Nathi must figure and be like, hey, oh, na baba like her, yabo. That kind of feel. It's a great thing you did, and I'm just glad to now you were calculative, but this is a challenge because you seem very connected and spiritual. This might be a calling, Guti. Yes, it might have made financial sense, but you are called to be here, and there's a reason. This is a buried seed. It needs to rise.
Yeah.
It needs to rise. I'm sure this thing is gonna haunt you, but so born Guti, how we tackle it going forward, because we are in each other's space. Moving right along. Ususe varsity. What happens there that is not academic? That brings you back to yourself, because yourself was already identified as Colin, but you had to do the unconventional during a speech. Yabo.
Yes. Yes, when you're called, the phone is going to keep ringing. That's what
until you pick or drop.
Until you pick. And even when you drop, you can still hear it ringing, so you have to put it on silent.
Bro.
Because if you leave it on vibrate, it still moves. It's only when you decline the call, and you'll never know what was going to be said on that call if you decline the call. So the worst thing you can do for yourself is to decline the call. You can leave it on silent, you can leave it on vibrate, but don't decline the call. Okay, we know what happens when you pick up. You find out what happens. Okay, you find out what
really was happening, because most of the time you are just in your head.
So obviously we go to tertiary institutions for the educational aspect of it.
Yeah.
But there's something that I've picked up amongst everyone, 90%, all of the people that I've had the privilege to study with and work with. And it's something about the institution that you find yourself in the institution. Yeah. You may not primarily be going there for what you thought you had gone to go.
Yeah.
But you find yourself, which actually was a conversation I was having with a friend, and we were like, hi man, if we actually knew what we wanted from high school, more than half wouldn't take the decision to be there. But we needed to be in that tertiary or in that space so we can find the people that we need to be connected with, to connect with, to move with, so that they can help us advance to the next level of our life. So for me, I entered in, obviously I thought this is what I wanted to do. But within that space, within that ecosystem, of intellectuals, I found what I wanted to do, through an opportunity that presented itself. Remember, I didn't decline the call. I just left it on vibrate. Like, come on, man.
The phone was still ringing.
And I was like, I can just pick it up. I mean, no bad's gonna happen. Let me say, it's alright. I can't be fed. Come and step outside. Just answer the call. And by me answering the call, more opportunities presented themselves. Mind you, I already knew I had the skill of public speaking.
Yeah.
But it was just the opportunity to use that skill. And one thing which really haunted me, like how the bay is going to haunt me, which you've mentioned, is the fact that if you don't use the gift that you're blessed with, that you're given, it will be taken away from you. Yeah. The very same gift will put you in the presence of great men.
That's a powerful verse.
Yeah, Nate. And when I think about it, I'm like, hi man, I have to use the gift.
Bro.
I have to use the gift. Otherwise, if I don't use it, I'm not going to advance how I'm supposed to advance. It's like your phone's dead. If you take your phone, if we're being honest, we probably only know 15% of the capabilities of our phone.
Bro, even 5%.
Even to be honest, you don't use everything that's on a phone. And even then, if you actually realize your phone should come with a manual. Obviously, manual, there's all those functions. We don't even touch all those functions. It's the same with our body. It's the same with with what we've been blessed with. We only tap into a small percentage. And I'm like, no, man. When you have that question, surely there's more. It's tough. I was sitting and I was thinking to myself, surely there's more, guys.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can't. And the thing is, our parents only know us a certain a portion or a certain perspective of it.
Yeah.
We, the beauty of this age that we are in, we're exposed to so much more. So much more opportunities, so much more information.
Connectivity.
Connectivity, nje. But it's what we do. Are we using that? Are we using that? So the phone kept vibrating. I picked it up and I started using the space I was in, tertiary institution, to work a lot and to hone the gift that I already had through entering those spaces where i.e. an MC, a speaker, facilitator was needed. And that's how I grew in those spaces.
So ngasho to capitalize kwizinto that were already existing. They just needed a new face or a new voice.
Yes.
In this case.
Yes.
And again, this is summoning. Are you moving into a university kind of setup? Hey yo, there are things that are already for you there. Explore those things and tap into those things. You'll meet great men there. Because already there are people that you met that represent the university level of the scripture you just referred to. How is it meeting your is it idols or what? But fethu khona umuntu odumbukela pha. But manje nangu lo muntu like hayibo. Sesilapha ngoku. Mhlawumbe whatever professor mhlawumbe makuthi professor you like I thought this professor was so far but he's here. How does it feel and what does it do to you?
The beautiful thing about it, especially when we have people we look up to, né?
Yeah.
The reason we can look up to those people is because they're in the same spaces that we're in, or because of the fact that when we look at them, there's representation. We're like, oh, this person, some black person, wow. I can also look up, and they're male, wow. I can also look up. So all of a sudden, they're in the Eastern Cape, wow. The closer they are to your representation, the more you believe it can happen. And when I was meeting people that I would look up to, perhaps, and I would see them, the realization that my turn was coming made it even more real for me. And although within the same breath, there's that thing where you start to see, no man, but this person's also human. Because we create this person, we think they're perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect individual. They have struggles that they perhaps don't share, but we only see one side of them. So seeing them for me made it the realization that, wow, I can also reach that type of influence or power or financial status, whatever it was, because it made me excited. Because you could ask questions and they could answer to you in real time, or you could engage with them in real time. Instant, lovely. It's not on social media. There's no filter. But but at the same time, it made you realize they also have flaws.
They're human. That's the definition.
That's the definition. So it made me realize that I don't really have role models. But there are people who I love certain characteristics that they have. And that's what shapes me. So I'll study you. I'll take something I like from you and I'll adapt it to me. I won't take the full. I can't. It's not me. I can't.
100 wamlo.
100 wako. But what I can do, if I want to advance myself, I'll take that 5. I'll be like, wow, yo, star. He does this and this and this. I love his morning routine. It's something I can adapt to me if I want to become more disciplined. So it made it more real. I love the representation. We could ask questions in real time, but at the same time, I realized, hi man, this person's human. This person's human.
And you get to choose. I think that's the most undermined point. Ufunani kule situation. That's why you'll find people in a rubbish bag taking out a can and go recycle and make money out of that. When ububuki rubbish in its entirety, but that there was jewels, like there was treasure inside that mist. And the way to nalelinye point ol raise ayo, they are just humans. and khona umuntu okade kubuka from that perspective. You understand? Kumanje, you just loosen that person up with no. When you actually see me, just engage me as a human. You'll get what you want. You'll get the wisdom and information you need.
Yes, sorry, just on that point of what you're saying, my mom, she says this. So there's some kids down the block where we stay.
Yeah.
Hey, apparently, like, I'm such a perfect role model. I can't do anything wrong. So
you put this TV,
and it made me nibble on something. You know, with great power comes, you know that saying, great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? And with my mom, I'd be like, no, mama, but I never told them Mama's role model. Why are they looking at me and modelizing me role model? No. Regardless, when you move a certain way, people will follow you. And you don't write on a board and stand there. I want to be your role model.
Good day one today. Yeah.
I had to accept it because I didn't want that. Because I'm like, no, but then if I mess up, you're gonna think, I don't want to be. And I realize it comes with it. You don't have a choice. It comes with it. But what I need to do, what we need to do, is to be true to yourself. That way I won't feel that burden. I'm living life the way I believe is true.
You need to also liberate yourself from the other person's expectations. Yo, ain't that?
Because they high.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm this. I'm human.
It's bad, ne? Bese ngibona bafuna ungenza golden point. Yabo. Cause efficiency, like I don't want to dally on work. Sengiyabona laba bafuna ungenza lento yabo le. Then I start singing. There's a short song. It's a part of a song. It's I'm not a star. Somebody lied. I've got a pistol in the car. No gisho. And I see their reaction with, ayo. He's telling us basically that, Aibo, don't put me in this pedestal. Because there will be a point in time where I'm sick. I can't do the work. Where I'm down, I can't do the work. Aibo. But man, they continuously put it there. Good way now. You deserve to be there. Yes, I deserve to be there. But don't put me in a bubble. Oh, get out of your bubble and see the reality. Oh man, this person is trying to keep up to this, but he's not 100. I'm not a star. Somebody lied. I've got a pistol in the car. No, Vetsu.
Yeah.
School your land of it, and I'm grateful for again the story. The story Vetsu makes it relatable. But, oh, it's my turn now. I was looking at this thing from a greater remote perspective, but man, hey, how do I keep myself in check? Moving on to a point here. Ever since there's a lot of failure. That has later translated to depression. It has later translated to give up. At Josie, this is common. Like people become street kids. It's easier like that. The survival rate inzima kakhulu ngale. Kanti here you can always noma ungekho strong yakwazi ukusurvive. How does one deal with failure, or how did you deal with failure?
Yeah. How does one deal with failure? How did I deal with failure?
Yeah, from your perspective.
I think let me start from my perspective. First year of varsity. Hey, let's talk about it.
Ufika nje baba.
Senifika kaslam.
Ziyakhala.
Mind you, in high school, I've been shushu. Been shushu guys. In terms of academia, I was deputy head boy.
Boy.
I was hot. Like in shushu guys, and I didn't play games.
Yeah.
So in Fika varsity, I'm carrying high school with me. So now I'm like, high school, I got this.
I did this.
I know this. This is easier. Because like I see we have a lot of gaps in university. So I'm thinking, yes, this is easy. We've got a lot of gaps. High school.
And I'm still here in Kobe.
I'm still here. I know that. So anyway, I go in first term. Yeah, I did well. I was part of the Golden Key. If they know Golden Key, guys, so Golden Key will send you an email if you're part of the top 15% of your faculty. I'm a man.
Who's Golden Key, in fact?
Golden Key key recipient in the
Hayi
first
bo.
term of the first year.
Hayi le keys ama 21st leze eniyithenga eShoprite. I-golden key. Yeah.
Invite only.
Hayi bo.
That's how you get on the guest list.
Now to usiyibone.
Oh no,
It's like I'm a married. No, I'm a married. Unama married.
I was like, oh, hey. I was just trying to pause, but okay.
Yo.
So I got the invite. I'm excited. I was even offered, so in our faculty, which was the faculty of law, when you made it there, you were offered to be a how-to buddy. So basically help the next year's transition, the next year, first year's transition. So I was excited. I accepted that. I was going to another guy. Relaxed a bit.
Yeah.
I was probably moving careful, but when I got those news, I did two. I shifted man, two. Must relax because I know I'm smart in my head.
Ngena namanye ama responsibilities man.
Yeah, bro. Then life humbled me in varsity.
Real quick.
That's when flames. I failed my first exam. That was June.
Yo.
The results came back. What I failed. I could not believe my eyes. I've never failed.
Yo.
School didn't
It's like
prepare us.
from 8th floor.
To the extent that I thought I failed the whole, like I didn't understand what that failing meant.
Would fail kanjani?
Yeah. Fail, like the repeat to grade 11 again. I was like, I can't do first year again. Yeah. It humbled me, it failed. To the extent that I actually started asking my peers, how does this work?
Yo,
What
bro.
happens? Now I'm actually looking, can I do a sub? I was actually looking into things I've never touched on before.
Bro.
And that's when it humbled me a lot. And it was at that stage where I felt so many different emotions that I never felt. I'm thinking to myself, how do I tell my family? Because they're looking at me to, like, I'm supposed to be the person who changes
The shining star, basically.
I'm supposed to be that person. So I'm thinking, hey, this is a fail. Yo, I don't know what this means. I'm thinking about myself. I could have done better. What did I do? Hey, what happened? Do I ask for my results? Do I have a look? I don't even know what I got wrong. I have been failing. It's a fail.
Alibuyi naleli phepha uniwe kuthiwa nazi now zero wakho.
And failing the game, man. There's a lot that's happening now. I'm starting to think I'm incompetent. So many question marks, so many things hit me all at once, right?
Yes.
The only thing that kept me going, one of the only things that kept me going at that stage was realizing that no, man, I actually still have another opportunity to do this again. It's not the end yet. So then in that moment, I had to pause and reflect. That's why I wanted the paper to see, okay, what did I get wrong? What am I not understanding? How did I not? It's like there's these memes that say in class you learn 1 + 1 is 2. In the test, it's also 1 + 1 is 2.
But
or 2 - 1 is 1. In the exam, to the power 4. Power 4. What? All of a sudden,
But later my scenario ngawazi.
we never studied this.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was like, I didn't know what to do, And mama ain't raised no quitter, man. Like, I feel like for me, it was that thing of, it was difficult to go back because I knew that those who passed, I wasn't going to be in the same class as them. So I was going to be repeating the same module, with different people.
Yeah.
And that for me was a low blow. It hit me hard because I'm like, man. So I could look at it one way.
Basically.
So I was thinking to myself, everyone's leaving me.
Yeah.
Or I could look at it to say, no, this is an opportunity for me to improve, learn what I actually didn't understand. And when I can look back at it now, because it's difficult to look back at it then,
Yeah.
I realized that I had to fail. I was not ready for that stage and that level of my life, which reminds me of life. Sometimes we want to fast forward certain aspects, but we're not ready to move to the next level because the foundation was not set. There were certain things, now that I look back, I'm like, I didn't actually understand this concept. No wonder I didn't make it there. And I can either choose to look at other people, but we know what happens there. Comparison is the thief of joy. Or
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Steals your joy. Or I could focus on, okay, what can I do to improve? And that's a principle that you can apply in life as well. So it really humbled me, put me into my place. I was feeling so many waves of low self-esteem, etc., etc. Looking at my peers, being like, they're going to judge me, they're going to because I was there, now I'm nowhere. But then I decided, no, let me use the opposite. Let me change my perspective of it and see how can I improve on this? How can I go forward on this? You know, and the beautiful thing about doing something over and over again, you can become an expert at it because you're doing it the second time,
bro. And you are building from a wisdom standpoint, man, because usuyazi, and abanye abantu that are coming in can rely on you, even bewena or extend their information, and you get to learn more. And if this is applicable to almost each and every type of fail. I'm sure you had business failures or something for the entrepreneurial element of things, because people sometimes, I don't know why they want to draw a line between academic and business, but let's give it to them. We say in business, before this business makes it, some will fail and some won't even show face. Some won't even make it out of idea phase. Along those lines, what do you have as a reflective piece?
Yes, it's so true what you're saying. Some don't even make. A lot of people can talk.
It's too easy.
It's too easy the whole time. It's too easy to talk. And so many people can give opinions. Hi, but you should have done this and this and this and this and this. Oh, yeah, this and this. You start to see this guy has nothing, but he can talk. If you have so much expert advice, why aren't you doing it? Very important skill that I've realized recently that has changed the game for me, how I even move in a business aspect, is very simple. I love how we spoke about simplicity, before we got started with the podcast, and being direct. Find someone who's doing what you want to do, who's successful. By success, you can define your own terms, but for me, I would say who's making money from it and who's way more advanced and has that experience in that field. So find someone who's successful for you and learn what they've done. Almost like you see, we're giving the blueprint here.
Yeah.
That is the easiest, fastest way to learn. Because you can consistently open businesses and fail, but if you don't know why you're failing, why are not people buying into the product or the service that you're selling, you won't succeed. So for me, one of the best things that's ever happened is finding someone who's doing the business that I want to do and moving into it. I remember, to give an example of a piece, I wanted to start a clothing line. So I like all black. I like active wear, actually.
Bro,
so I'm even dressed outside.
And it's very comfortable.
Bro, I can go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's why I love active, comfortable wear. So spoiler alert, I'm going to be dropping some active, comfortable wear soon.
That's dope, dog.
You know? Obviously, the whole time, you're going to have your piece, my brother. I'm going to get you.
I make sure, and I'm your time impassion is more relaxed. Yeah, just because corporate, man. Young busy to change the wardrobe, boy. I get it tracksuit up. No, but not to cut you.
Man,
yeah.
I had this idea. I was excited. I was young. I saw myself like, guys, I'm gonna blow up. All of this, you know what I mean? Yeah. Started telling a few people, and then I had to create the clothes. I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm gonna create the clothes. What was the first thing I did? I got some samples, because I wanted to find where I can sample them. So I had to find, because I thought you buy them at the shop, they come with the branding. I realized some people are just suppliers. There's a chain to this. I thought I could just, and I wanted to do it online at one stage where I can just buy, but I realized no, there's different sizes and stuff like that. So one of the most precious losses that I can remember was I wanted to do a clothing range line and everything like that, but I didn't ask for help. I wanted to do it on my own. I started realizing that there's just so much more admin to it. How do I ensure the fabric is how I want it? So the idea, the thought was there, but in terms of the manpower to produce it, it wasn't able. And I didn't have anyone where I could go to and talk to at that stage, in the early stages of that time, But it was an idea that I still wanted to do. I still needed to reach out. And what changed and what got the ball rolling is when I reached out to people who are in that industry. So many times we want to do things alone, not realizing the power of collaboration. If I collaborate with you, I'm able to go further than I am alone. And if I am invested in the business, if I know my business very well, if I've done the homework, I've done the research, I don't even have to have the money.
Because nah.
Fam, I'm starting to realize this in life. There's people with money but no ideas.
Yeah.
You have ideas but no money. We can meet up.
And
I started, I'm like, wow. So it changed the angle and the approach, because I wanted to find it, I wanted to make it, I don't have to do everything.
Yes, lento fethu nge-understanding yami iqhamuka phi. Lento iqhamuka the school setup. The school setup forces you to be the shine. Get all the shine person. Yabo. The seats for njengoba doshuthi you were deputy president or deputy head boy. Why can't there be 10 deputy, like 10 head boys? Because we are all performing at peak. Sonke. Mhlambe nje ama range ambalwa. I think that's where we also take land from the academic side and cross apply it to the life in general and start operating from a limited perspective. Yoguthi, hey, I'm done. I can carry this thing. This thing is in me. In real life, you need to be more humble and be like, hey, yo, which can also apply to a classroom. You know this guy is best at that section. Low. That's why some guys don't even study schooling. But they know which manyalap, gyobamba layer concept. Oh, this one is good here. That's the CEO level. This guy is operating at the CEO level. Uti, I'm going to take his competency. We paper 1. I'm going to take his competency. We paper 2. Therefore, I'll qualify for paper 3. Then I will liaise. That's how. Step back. Don't overwhelm me. Don't be like, ish, this operation is too big. The value chain is too big. Step back. Look at the value chain and look at put those people that are responsible for that. Am I out of money? Let's look at the money. The people with money. These are the people. What did they want? They are people who are good with documentation.
Facts.
Then they speak the language of these people. When you just need to be a coordinator. But man, just ubamba each and every part of it. And that's where we mess it up. Look at a car. Konomoto specializer. Bro, I'm like, as business is too easy. I'm like, no, man. This guy is he runs a billion rand company. But he just puts I'm a nuts and bolts. I'm like, no, I'm looking at this thing too big. I want a complete car. Look at the aeroplane.
Yes.
How many buttons are there? Not everyone is making them. Dog, company here to specialize on button.
Facts.
On button.
Facts.
Just the one. Just the on button. The red one. And he's good because he won.
Sure.
And even Nanga he has people who know how. I think that's how, taking from the story you just related, we can better move.
Facts.
We can move better.
Facts.
There's someone who does it better.
Yes.
From A to Z.
And it reminds me of Rick Ross. There's a I recently discovered him in terms of his mindset. It's actually brilliant in terms of the entrepreneurial space.
Because Ingoma just gives you a glimpse.
Yeah. Or you can even write him off and be like, aye. But when you look into it in that industry, there's not a lot of rappers who have monetized the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, or Hove, Bangabil or Didi, Bangabil or Rick Ross. Now, why bringing him into this context? He mentioned this. There's a clip of him where he speaks about he doesn't mind how long it takes for the process to be completed, but he just doesn't want to waste time moving in the wrong way. It as long as I'm moving in the right direction,
no
it's
matter
fine.
how long.
I'll trust the vision, hold the vision, whatever. It's fine. But as long as I'm not moving in the wrong way, it doesn't matter what time it takes me to get there. If I know the directions to your house, it's fine. I'll keep going.
Because even dying on your way there is fulfilling.
Fulfilling.
Because I was on my way there. uthini lo u50 Cent kule movie, you get rich or die trying. That's us decoding yonke land ukuthi you can die on the path like a soldier, dog. Here's your in that
There's a rankings, there's a medals, there's a
medal. You are a success, generational.
Yes.
Basically, thank you for that, dog. Thank you for that. Fethu, yo. Asingena kwenye manje.
Okay, masingene.
Nansi fethu i-issue.
Okay.
I-issue lento cause see abantu abamnyama, it's still taboo to us, even in families. Speaking about money, speaking about bills, speaking about cutting costs, speaking about anything money related. What is your philosophy around money, and how do you see it?
I think the reason why it's so, I don't want to say taboo, but like not spoken about, etc., etc. If we look into it, we come from a place of not having. In fact, we actually had an abundance. If we trace our history, but let's bring it closer from a place of not having. So our parents had to do so many sacrifices in order for us to be at the certain position that we're in.
Yeah.
But then that came with the cost that we are at a better educational position, but at the same financial level as our parents in terms of the literacy. Because then we find that
so that's you comparing then and now. Shit.
Because I will become a lawyer, but I still have the bills. How is it I still have my parents' bills and now I have my bills? And my son's going to have my bills, and it's going to continue and continue. Something is wrong somewhere, which when we look at it, it's the behavior. Calling do rich dad, poor dad.
Yeah.
It lays it out. And I realized, no, it's laid it out. Because our parents never had, they had to borrow so that we can get the foot in the door. But now, since we've got the foot in the door, there's still that unpaid payment that needs to go. Me as a child growing up, I'm looking, and for me, this is the norm. So for me, I will take out in order to go up, and I will understand, okay, then I still have bills to pay, and I'll continue paying those bills because that's how the behavior is like. That's how I grew up in that behavior of
so
the financial.
it continues like that. It strives like that.
It strives like that unless I break that by having different not just knowledge of it, but by behavior. If I have different financial behavior, I can break that. The opportunities can still be there, but I can still ruin the opportunities. That's why we find, I blew it all.
No, I blew it.
I blew it all. See, imagine if you were given that amount of money. If I have no background or experience on how to use that amount of money, I'm just going to use it on how I think it is. Yeah. One thing I realized in life is that the more money you have, all of a sudden, the more expenses they become. So I actually don't have money. I'm still at the same place. I'm just dealing with a lot more and have more expenses. Unless I can find a system or a way where the more money I have, the less expenses I can get. Now all of a sudden I'm having more money in my bank account if I can get that. And that is our goal, where we need to find that way and think and say, okay, Star, how are we doing it differently than our parents? I used to blame my mom, but you can't. In fact, I understand because of the situation. And and now it's my responsibility to make sure that I break that and I change it.
And knowing it's gonna be uncomfortable.
It's going to be uncomfortable.
Because asikwazi ukuthi besiphila kanje. All of a sudden when usufuna ukuletha this sudden change. Yangichaza mfethu le point yokuthi you pay attention to the routine. So since this is a routine, therefore it's systematic. Is it written down? No. We live it.
That's why even you can get two people.
Yeah.
Two people. One could be dumb, super dumb.
Bro.
Like, how slow. But he still makes money if his dad was a millionaire. Because he's just watching what his dad does and he copies what his dad does.
And uyibhare kulezi zinto lezi thina eziziqhakambisile. But manje you like, Aibo, how does one qhakambisa this if it's not feeding him? Therefore the bari now is me. I need to go learn from this guy.
And it's
Basically,
exactly.
and it's uncomfortable. Because now you need to go and humble yourself. Angithi ubukuyi high horse. Systematically, you are doing the right things. You are the golden boy. System. Therefore, they'll give you the accolades and blah blah blah. But send a bank statement. I'm fine. You qualify for this. Wow. But ngapha he is killing it with no bank notifications telling him that he qualifies for this. Fethu ngiyabonga for. But hey, I feel like we can still go deeper into
just
this.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Hey, and
let's
like,
go.
let's go. And like, one thing I've realized, and I'm talking now to males.
Yeah.
Right. One of our responsibilities as males is naturally we want to provide.
We want to, like
it's
yeah.
like ukuthi siyafuna provide.
Yeah.
Siyafuna provide, regardless of what we're earning, why we are, and that's why it's. I'm not neglecting the females, but so much more. I'm highlighting the males now. Important for us to tap into our higher selves.
Yeah.
Because remember, as we said in the beginning, that the gift is gonna, it's gonna take care of you for life. It's gonna open up those doors, etc., etc. But the frustration becomes when we haven't tapped into the gift.
Yeah.
And there's an expectation at home, and we can't supply the expectation because we're not making enough in order to supply. We haven't tapped into that.
Yeah.
So we become frustrated in ourselves, and we go through certain things, etc., etc. And that's why it's so important for us as males to spend time with ourselves, to tap into our gift, so that we can unlock this financial padlock that's been tied there. And I'm telling you now, for me, what makes me happier is being able to provide.
It's fulfilling.
It's fulfilling. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I need to tap more into my gift in order for me to open up that financial opportunity for me to provide more. It's not that I don't want to provide, but I'm frustrated that I'm not getting enough to provide.
Give it deficit.
There's a deficit.
Yeah.
So it's this constant battle of fighting with that deficit in order to tap into the gift, so that the gift can bring more, monetizing that skill, or gift, or whatever you're blessed with, to bring more in order to feed the family. That way I'm much more happier, and I'm actually living in my purpose and fulfilling that desire to provide, because naturally I actually want
the one that is going to make you feel great.
Yes.
Imag, so when you say, did you say isolate or
yourself,
or
spend time with
yourself?
Yes,
does that mean isolate, like get to know who you are? How can one do that? Because in fact people wanna be around people, and nathi advice abantu banika ukuthi hey baba imali sebantwini, but now we go to the people without first consulting with self.
You know, there's everything you need for your future is trapped within you. Everything you need for your future is trapped within you. That's a bar right there. And you need to find ways, method, whether you go to the whatever, find something where you can step away from the noise. The more voices you listen to, the less your voice becomes audible. Because I'm listening to all of a sudden I'm not doing it. Needs man, now I want to do this. I want to do I haven't even given myself I haven't even given myself an opportunity to find what is it that I want to do.
Bro.
Remember I mentioned we're becoming, but now we're messing up with the process of becoming because we started the podcast. No, I must go to a podcast. But
on the spot.
I don't even speak.
Bro.
Like I'm not blessed with the gift of talking or with the people skills. Why do I just did that because I saw you were successful in that. It's not my thing. I need to respect your craft. It's not my thing. How to isolate sometimes. This is true for me. So that's why I'm saying do whatever works for you. There was a period where I actually spoke to a lady. Relationships work like build solid relationships. I spoke to Ngumama and I was speaking to her, and I helped her. I think I helped her son move somewhere or whatever it was. There was a while back where I used to work in accommodation for students and stuff. Hey man, I've grafted. But it was all honing the skill. Hey, mileage card. But it was all honing the skill. And because of the great service, this is powerful. Because of the great service I gave, the son told the mother heard about it. Because the mother heard about it, fast forward to last year or so, I wanted to book an Airbnb just to sit by myself. Listen to what I'm saying. I went there, and the mother's there. The mother said, no, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay.
Oh,
You
the
can
mom
have-
owns the property.
The mother was the property owner. I didn't realize. When the connection
360.
360. The mother was the property owner. I get there, so I don't have to pay minus those costs. Thankfully, I'm happy about that. It's nice to save anyway, bro. Hey, man. And then what did I do? I literally spent. I'm not even joking when I say this. The only time I went out was to get something to buy it and come back inside. I literally spent the whole day and that next day in my thoughts. I intentionally wrote out the stuff that I wanted to research on with zero distractions, because outside there's so many distractions.
Bro.
I spend 30 minutes on this. Spend 30 minutes on this. Someone needs me there. I have to drive. I have to whatever it is. But I was intentional. I was intentional that I wanted to isolate myself, to spend time with myself, so that I can find out, am I still on track? It's always important to check. Are you still going? Are you still aligned with where you were supposed to go? And it was in that moment as well I was able to do a vision board. I cannot overemphasize how important it is, guys, to do a vision board. In order for you to tap into your higher self, you need to isolate.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. I cannot tap into my higher self with a crowd.
Kunomsindo.
I have to isolate, and it's during that isolation period that I am tested, but I become. And I start to realize I'm still on the track. And when I leave out, I spent 2 days, gave me 3 years. We're buying time. At
You're
least for the
buying
next-
time.
Buying time. I had to just sacrifice. There was a moment of sacrifice I had to do, but that sacrifice brought back. There was a ROI.
Return on investment. So mfethu ngendlela oyibeka ngayo lento uthi go fill your cup, and you are not filling your cup by reading more like hambutata everywhere. No, nakula already it's there, therefore you just need a comfortable place to unleash it. It will give you a mileage worth 3 years. It will give you work worth 3 years. Those 2 days, bro. I just hope people can really get it, because there are other episodes whereby we spoke about isolation. Bro, I was kicked out of my bursary. That isolated me. That brought me to me. I had to face me. There was an opportunity to get the rope. But leanto, that confrontational element of you and you is needed. But ungaphoqwa isimo. Do it deliberately. That's the point, and I like it, dog. I like it. Fate. These are gems. I'm in. Mhlambe Fate, almost to wrapping it up.
Oh no, it's that time.
Dog.
Oh no.
That's why let's go back on nama second episodes none. But everything is necessary, and to this point, dog, I'm happy. There's a lot to digest, because now I sit down with these podcasts and I'm like, nah. Not trying to cut, no, because omunye umuntu uzothola into zakhe lapho. Through that, mina sengiya remove according to me. Who am I? Because even
I was going to benefit from that part that you removed.
mina ngiyayikhipha. That's the part that is relevant to that person in that rubbish bin. I'm not saying this is rubbish.
Yes.
The person is gonna get what belongs to him. I'm gonna take you to a point whereby we are more vested in, which is sales. Dog. I'm so fascinated with sales, ne? And it has been coming up so many times in conversation or in people saying that's the best skill to have. What is it about this skill? Because it's a skill set and it's also a profession.
That's true.
Basically.
That's true.
It's like uplumber. Oplumber, manje dayisa. Like udayisa kwakho uplumber. Which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How can you plumb your way to sale? No, you have to be a plumber, then you have to sell. Those are two different things. Oh, I'm a plumber, let me go get a salesperson. But manje, this double-edged sword thing of yours, which is a skill and a profession, what is it about it? Mhlambe nje izinto bethu ongazi-underline and you take say, this is what happens here.
Yeah. Thanks for you bringing it home. First language go. Sales. Today ngezinto zami. So I might as well use the platform. So guys, man, yes, I'm a sales consultant. Currently a version active. Yeah. Can I mention that?
No, bro, like you, this is about you. Okay,
so
I don't want to take so much
sure.
out of this.
Sure.
People must get to know what exactly does this guy do.
Solid.
Sure.
So anyway in South Africa, I can actually sign you up. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Anyway in South Africa.
If you want to get active, you want to join Version Active, you just contact me.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the beautiful thing about sales. In fact, it's the beautiful thing about technology these days. It's broadened the market to make it more instant and direct. So there's two skills that I deem extremely important. And before I touch, which we actually have touched on these skills, just a background on this. Skill, when people hire you, yes, they'll look at the qualification, but it's the skills that employers want. It's not the qualification. The qualification is like the key. What keeps you in the room is the skills. So if you're unemployed, but you have time, build skills. Skills bring money. Simple. I'm unemployed. I want to build skills. I don't have money. I use internet. How do I use internet? I search free skills online. I search platforms that offer. There are platforms that offer free skills online. What skills should I be looking at? Look at your profession. What skills do they need in your profession? Or look at my current country, whatever it is. What are they hiring?
What are they looking
for? Employers will write there, I'm looking for this and this and this. This is something I realized. It was sitting there the whole time. I didn't realize it. They're actually looking for X, Y, and Z. So identify what X, Y, and Z is and learn those skills. There are free sites that offer skills for free. Yes, there are some that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
But do your research. There's no excuse. Do the research. So find those skills, work on that. I just wanted to mention that. Public speaking, sales.
Yeah.
One of the top skills in the world. The minute I realized that, I knew there was no going back. I'm not going to waste my time in some other fields if I know the most money that I can produce. As in those top skills. And it's close to home because these are skills that I'm also gifted in.
Bro.
So I can combine them.
Yeah.
You know? So with the thing of sales, guys, why sales? I mean, public speaking, obviously you need to present your ideas, you need to articulate your thoughts, you need to be in rooms where you can speak about what you want.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't get fed, so you need to public speak.
Closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah.
If I keep stepping on Star, if it doesn't say, I'm gonna keep stepping on it. Zokal. You know, and I've learned that. And secondly, this one now on sales, guys. Sales is important. Why is sales important? Star, I could have the best business model. If I don't know how to sell it, I won't make money.
I could be the best plumber.
I could be the best plumber. If I don't know how to sell my skills as a plumber, I won't make money. I'll be out of business.
With my skill.
There are plumbers half as talented as you are, but they're making 6 times, 10x more money than you. Only because they understand the skills of selling. I'll take it closer to home. I look at a lot of personal trainers.
Yeah.
They're at the gym because I work in the gym space. And I speak to some of them. I'm like, guys, you've got the skills. What about the knowledge, bro? I'm not clearly no. This works out this muscle. No. So much knowledge. Like, wow. Even I'm amazed. Wow. But where are the clients? And yes, now it's a slow season.
The season.
The season. How long are we gonna play this season? Fam, I used to think people are broke. Misconception I had. People have money. There's no such thing as...
And people are willing to pay.
People are willing to pay.
Yeah.
People are willing to pay, especially if they see value.
Yeah.
So if I think for example, if I think, if you're gonna sell me a packet of chips, right? And if you tell me the packet of chips is 10 rand. If I believe that's worth 10 rand, or if I believe that should be less than 10 rand, I'll buy it because I think I'm getting value for my money.
Yeah.
I only hesitate when I don't think I get value for my money. The reason, let's use iPhone. iPhone can charge you 18 or 20K because they believe in their value. They've bought into their value. And someone who's buying iPhone, they're buying it because they believe it's valuable for what they're getting from it. And that exclusivity aspect of that iPhone. So on their sales, they don't need to target everyone. It's almost like they're challenging as well. It's this much if you can afford it. Of course I can afford it. So I want the latest. I want the latest statement. Yeah, bathi Lamborghini doesn't advertise on TV because the target market is not on TV. It's so if you need to set time aside, no matter what business you're in, and understand the skill of sales, because sales is what makes you sell your service. Sales are very important. There are even courses on that just to understand, and you need to understand how to add value. It boils down to adding value. You'll never pay something if you don't believe. Going back to that ROI, there's a return on or value that you're getting from it in any aspect or form.
So Lento, it forces the seller to know the value. It's like if when you're operating in the gym space, already you see the value that you can leverage on. This guy can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's you becoming the sales manager for this guy. Already so as a salesperson, you need to have the eye for value. Sometimes you might not have the value.
Yes.
But you need to be able to see opportunity in a sense. You would, okay, this thing can be better presented.
And just on that point, something that sparked in my head as well while you were speaking. You know how high petrol is. People complain, petrol's so high, petrol's so high. Yet they still pay for the petrol. Because they know they need to get from point A to point B.
That's the value of it.
That's the value.
That's the value of it. Nizwele bakwethu. It's simple but very difficult on execution, because not everything that is practical, not everything that makes sense is practical. So Nami, I hope from this episode there are elements that you're gonna take from ROMEO and apply in. Sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just take and apply. Because we take each other, or we take ourselves for granted. We are too used to ROMEO. Therefore you won't listen to ROMEO. So underlining what ROMEO said, isolate. Get familiar to your voice. Reignite their communication now. Then bese uyabamba ke lama skills to conquer the world. Mhlambe ROMEO mfethu, in closing, what words do you have? They might be your words to you, because now usazohlala endlini yakho and be like, let me scrutinize myself. I mean, these might be words to you, or they might be words to the person who is viewing. It will be dope if you can do both.
Wow, okay, yeah, I love that. Actually, I'm gonna combine both.
That's dope.
This morning on my way to work, I was listening to Les Brown.
Okay.
And he was mentioning, and he was speaking, and he was saying that a lion isn't the biggest animal, lion isn't the heaviest animal, lion is not the smartest animal, lion is not the fastest animal, but it's known as the king of the jungle. How is this even possible? Why is it the king? It's not even the scariest looking. Lion is not the scariest looking. I've seen scarier looking animals. Man, you know what I mean? But it's the king of the jungle. Why? Because of its attitude. It treats itself like the king of the jungle because of the attitude that it believes in itself. The belief system that's within the lion is that I am the king of this jungle, and I'm going to hunt and I'm going to get whatever it is. They say that a pack of lions led by a sheep, is weaker than a lion that's leading the pack with sheep. Because of that attitude. It's leadership. We need to have that attitude of belief. It can open up some doors. If you have low self-esteem, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get far. And one thing that I also want to reflect on, and I want to keep thinking about, it's this word that each year I just keep thinking about it, and it's move with those who move. If I want to get ideas, if I want to get things moving, if I want to get the ball rolling, I need to move with those who move, those who are in the spaces that I want to be in. If I want to become a DJ, I know nothing about being a DJ. I need to sit with DJs.
Yeah.
I need to talk to DJs. I need to attend the shows that DJs perform at. I need to find out who books these DJs. I need to be online. Remember we spoke about skills. Learn the skill of becoming a DJ. There's no way I'm going to become a DJ.
Bro.
And what will happen if I've done all those stuff? All of a sudden, when I'm ready for that opportunity, other DJs would have known me because we would have been friends. I would have followed them. I would have done this. And I would have been ready for that opportunity. So if I want to get things done, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself. I have to move with those who move. Identify those people in that space. Isolate yourself to find out what you want. Identify those people in your space and implement. Very important. You can talk the talk, but you have to walk the walk. At the end of the day, kumele. Even in the sales game, you can say you're the biggest salesperson, but numbers don't lie.
Siyabuyela kuma-charts.
What do the numbers say?
Yeah.
Lastly, just in concluding, something I even saw online that stayed with me because it's so true. In the beginning, maybe when you apply for a position, when you apply for something, you have to sell the possibility.
The possibility.
So I'm in an interview. They ask me, why should I hire you? I have to sell the possibility. No, because I'm like bringing 40 sales a month. 40 sales a month. I'm talking about faith now. So you have to faith it here. I'm selling the possibility. No, because I know ban, they know ban. So within the first 3 weeks, I can deliver 39 sales. In the last week, I can deliver over 45 sales, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. So what am I doing to the person on the other end? I'm selling the possibility of what can happen.
The possibility.
But there will come a time. Let me sit up straight. There's going to come a time where that won't be enough. And I have to, because time is moving in the month. I remember I said I can sell 45 in a month. Before the end of that month, the evidence is going to speak for me.
Before iphele.
On that last day, if I have not done 45, but I said I can do 45, it's the evidence that will speak to me. That will prove if I can do it or not. So, with that being said, preparation is everything. Prepare, act, believe, have that attitude, have all of that, set yourself, but not only talk the talk but walk the walk. Your evidence, when all said and done, our evidence is going to prove, were we really doing what we said we were doing, or were we just part of the cloud? We're just doing podcasts.
It can't.
Are we actually making the change that we wanted to
see? Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, and all the best in Mfethu. I see you're pulling in the numbers, and that's traction, dog. That can only prove that you deserve to be there. And I'm highly grateful for you pulling up here, and I'm sure people will enjoy you. Faith, guys, please comment. You comment, you subscribe, you refer. Faith, if you find like-minded people, you don't have to bomb. Unfortunately, I'm in that position of having to bombard everyone with my podcast, but you are not. When you are creating those small circles of like-minded people, referring this podcast to one person, you've done justice to that person, because he is a like-minded person to you. This is no fun and games like jive, no. Find a person who you deem valuable and share this platform with. He might benefit from what ROMEO is here to say, or even does, because he works in the fitness space. Already the year is drawing to a close. Next year uzoba nama summer body goals, uzoba nama January goals. How do you stick to your summer goals or January goals until December now? What you just said, there'll be a day of the results. What are the results? Will the bank balance only say Virgin Active was deducting, or it will correlate? Thank you for this, Mfethu. Siyabonga kakhulu. And the people, please comment, say, Fed, give us feedback. Yabo. And then, yeah, siyabonga kakhulu, Mfethu. It's a wrap, Baba. Siyabonga. Yeah.
All the time, the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah, but was the whole time. Hey, motivation, dog.